Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
Good evening.
If you need to move your electronic device closer so that this facilitates your voice, do so.
Good evening. I think so. Looks like it.
You may wish to check your electronic device.
Say hello.
Hello. Hello? Check. 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 No, it's not on.
I believe you will find that there is a small component called a switch.
Well, she checked the switch.
The switch isn't changing anything.
All right. Then we will trust the situation as such. And let it be as it is.
I know. I'm just. Oh, test. The switch is on, but the mic is not.
Then you will have to be the amplifier.
Okay.
Speak up and be bold.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
My question is the computer millennium bug.
Yes.
What are the events that will affect our lives here in this country, in Denver, Colorado,
With reference to that idea?
in the United States and the rest of the world? What events will affect we the people of city, state, the United States, and the world? What events will affect us people? And will the stock market fall at this time?
No. It will not. However, you will find that some systems will begin, in your terms, to crash, but not necessarily as many as you think. However, in certain circumstances and in certain circles, as we perceive the energy now, it will cause the beginning of a cascade collapse over time that will allow for an introduction of new systems, new ideas. In other words, we will put it this way. It will be an indication that what you call the mainframe structure is no longer capable of supporting itself under its own weight, and it will allow for the opening and introduction of, through opportunistic time frames, new ideas, new systems, new endeavors, new approaches, that when they are then put into place, will begin to lay the foundations for more communication, more personal self-empowerment, and so forth. This entire process will most likely take about 7 to 10 of your years. And by then, you will see the most rapid changes in the infrastructure of economics, communication, and so forth. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Now remember, all of you, that there is no such thing as a prediction of the future. There is only a sensing of the energy that exists at the time the prediction is made. Because there is only the present. If the energy that is sensed at the time the so-called prediction is made does not change, then it will come to pass. But if it does change, it will not. It does not mean that the prediction was not true. It simply means that the energy has changed. Many times, the existence of a prediction itself will change the energy. Because now it has made you aware of where the energy is, and if you don't prefer it to be there, then your consciousness changes the direction of the energy and renders the prediction obsolete. So in many ways, sometimes, a good prediction is doing its job when it renders itself unpredictable. You understand? This is how time works. There is no such thing as a fixed future. There is only the energy that exists at the time the sensing is made. Because there are an unlimited number of probable future realities. And it could go in any number of ways. Now, yes, there are some probable future realities that have a great deal of momentum and energy behind them and may be unlikely to shift. And those are, in a sense, easiest to sense and, quote-unquote, predict. But nevertheless, it is created in the moment and sensed in the moment, and barring certain circumstances where there simply is too much mass agreement for something to change, it is almost always changeable. Do you follow me?
Yes, sir.
So, sir.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Since we are being formal, sir, the last thing we would like to say about this concept is to remember that each and every one of you, and all of you together, are your government, to allow yourself to make sure you are not perpetuating division, by creating an us and them scenario, but by allowing yourself to work to the creation of systems that you believe are representative of self-empowerment, sharing, communication, clarity, creativity, unconditional love, and support of all, and by instilling those systems and infusing your society with those systems to the best of your ability, they will eventually replace any system that is outdated, that tries to control, that tries to dominate, because ultimately, by definition, such a system will ultimately not be able to stand up under its own weight. And as it begins to crumble a bit at a time, with a little glitch here and a little glitch there, here a glitch, there a glitch, then the new systems will already be in place and will be capable of sprouting up very rapidly to form a network that will take over the job and, in a sense, provide a little bit more equality. Do you follow?
I believe so.
Does this help you?
Yes,
Does it answer your question?
pretty much.
All right.
I
Was there
didn't get the
something else?
stock market.
Yes?
The stock market was a big concern of mine. And
Yes. Why is it a concern of yours?
It's a timing thing.
I see. Well, I'm going to have to ask you a question and allow this to be brief. May I?
Yes.
I will put it to you and all of you this way. What is it you're actually putting stock in? I would suggest you put stock in yourselves, rather than some relatively arbitrary system.
I'm concerned about the effect of the stock market, what it'll do.
I have already told you why you don't have to be concerned. Did you follow what we said to begin with? If new systems are in place by people who are excited and creative to put them there, then when the other system collapses, it won't matter. For those that have prepared themselves will not feel a negative effect. I remind you of another principle, another tool that comes into play in this case. Perhaps this will help address the situation a little bit more precisely for you. All situations are fundamentally neutral. No situation has built-in meaning. The meaning you put into it determines the effect you get out of it, regardless of what anyone else's intention happens to be. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, some.
All right. Do you want it to make more sense to you?
Yeah, I'd like to get an idea of a date of a stock market crash.
Why? Knowing what I have already told you about the fact that there is no such thing as a prediction of the future, you still want me to give you one?
A guess, a ballpark figure?
Well, which ballpark are we talking about?
The one that they're playing the stock market in.
I see. January 7th, 2005.
Thank you.
That's one.
Could I have the closest one?
That is the closest one in the way that you mean it. But it may not happen the way you think it will happen. Put stock in yourself. That is the only thing that will always go up. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Next sharing.
Good evening, Bashar.
And to you, good day. First of all, before you continue,
Yes.
I wish to stress that we are not being facetious, nor, as you say, tongue-in-cheek, when we speak to you in these terms. What we are talking about is not philosophy, but physics. And these kinds of statements, to put stock in yourself, are statements of absolute fact and mechanistic realism. They are not simply cute catchphrases. We mean this from our heart of hearts. You are the determiner of your realities. When you put stock in yourself, you will understand that no arbitrary system can really reflect what it is you deem is going to be true for you. Continue.
I've heard different reports on whether or not we have reached critical mass.
In some senses, yes, you have.
Could you give a very clear definition of critical mass?
An idea of critical mass is to simply understand when there is a sufficient amount of individuals within the whole collective consciousness of any given reality system that changes its agreement in another direction, that will determine the general path then of the whole. Do you follow?
Yes.
You have already gone beyond the necessary critical mass, and now, in a sense, you are simply building up a certain kind of momentum. There are still thresholds to cross within the overall bubble of the critical mass you have built up, But in many ways you have created enough critical mass to allow yourselves to understand that you are taking back your power. Were it not so that you have reached this critical mass, in all probability we would not be having this discussion. Because your world would not be ready for the idea of the expansion of consciousness that all of you are exploring, not just because of us, but because of yourselves. That is an indication that you have reached the critical mass. That spiritual issues and issues of consciousness are now in your daily language. That you are beginning to hear it in different forms, in different ways. That you all know what you're talking about in that sense, and that you hear others talking about it, are signs and symptoms of the fact that you have reached critical mass in that context. Do you follow?
Yes, thank you.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does.
Is this sufficient?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Good day.
Good day.
Well, good day.
Hi.
All right. Hi.
You have a very strong voice.
It is not my voice. We understand that our energy may allow the channel's vocal cords to operate in a higher magnitude than normal.
Cool.
But don't let that dissuade you. You have a loud voice and a strong presence as well. Use it.
All
Be
right.
bold. Speak up so that all may hear what you have to share.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask about a few weird things that have been going on
Yes?
with my body. My head just sort of rings all the time, and I have a
Then
terrible...
answer it.
Smart aleck. And I have a pain in my neck. And I just wondered, what's going on?
You do not get rid of things, you transform them.
Okay.
May I ask you, as we have already said, what you call the $64 million question? Or do you already know what I'm going to ask you?
No, please ask.
Are you following your highest joy?
Well, I hope
Hesitation usually means no.
so. No.
Phrases like, well, I hope so, usually mean no. Because if you were following your highest joy, you would instantaneously say yes,
Yeah.
without hesitation.
Well, what is my highest joy?
You tell me.
Oh, gosh.
I can give you some hints and some clues
I'd appreciate
if you want
that.
some help.
That would be good.
Oh, all right, if you say so. Your highest joy, and this goes generally, first of all, for all of you, is to be yourself as best as you know how. In following and acting on your highest joy does not have to be a big mystery, does not have to be a complicated issue, does not have to necessarily represent itself as a lifelong career or project. Start simple, with simple steps. If you have no overwhelming project or career in mind or anything of that nature, then start moment to moment. Following your highest joy then entails nothing more than this. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
All right, just checking. At every given moment, you have available to you a number of options of things you could choose to do, don't you?
Yes.
All you have to do is pick the one that has the highest level of excitement in it and do it to the best of your ability. That's all you have to do. And in the next moment, take another assessment. What out of all the options available to me right now is the option and the opportunity and the situation and the circumstance and the direction that contains the highest amount of excitement and joy? And when you have determined what that is, take whatever action you are capable of taking on it as far as you can take it to the best of your ability. And when you can take it no farther, again, ask yourself, out of all the options available to me now, what is the direction that contains the highest joy? And when you find out what that is, take that action to the best of your ability and keep doing that for the rest of your life. Because excitement is the thread that leads you to all other excitement. That is the energy that leads you to yourself. Regardless, regardless of how it looks. Regardless of whether you think it's connected to something you're supposed to be doing or not. Regardless of its outward appearance, because you already know you can't judge a book by its cover. Excitement is the content that lets you know this thing here now is you. Do it. Because by doing it, you are making a statement to the universe full of conviction that it is you. And then the universe can support who you actually are. rather than supporting who you've been told you have to be. You follow me?
Yes.
Now, one thing you must also understand. Sometimes, because we know how you have been taught, and this goes for all of you, I'm not just talking to you personally, you must allow yourself to be honest as to whether you're actually experiencing excitement or anxiety. Because sometimes many of you will go, oh yes, this excites me. And in fact, what you're actually doing is running away from your excitement. And you're actually following something out of anxiety. But you all know the difference when you're honest with yourself because you know they feel different. And in actual fact, they are the same energy. Your energy, your natural energy, is experienced by your body as the sensation you call excitement when you flow that energy through belief systems that are in alignment with your harmonious natural self. You feel the very same energy as anxiety and fear when you flow your energy through belief systems that are out of tune, out of harmony with your natural self. And that's what fear is for. To tell you, hey, you're feeling fear because you are running your energy through belief systems, beliefs that you have, definitions that you have about this situation that are out of alignment with your true harmonious self. So find out what those definitions are, change them into definitions that you would prefer to have, run your energy through those, and then your relationship with the circumstance will be harmonious and joyful. And you will approach it in a manner that is harmonious and joyful. And in approaching it in that manner, you will get a harmonious and joyful effect out of it. Is this making some physical sense to you?
Yes, it's getting a little excitement going.
Oh, all right. That's the whole point. I also leave you with this understanding, and I understand that we understand. I know sometimes how difficult this concept is for many of you on your planet, but it is that simple. It really is that simple. Now, you can make it more complicated if you want to. I'm not going to take that away from you. Because it's your reality. You all have free will, and we are not here to tell you what to do. If you want to make your life more complicated, please go ahead and do so.
Well, I'd prefer not to, if you don't mind.
All right. Well, if you prefer not to, then you must allow yourself to create definitions that allow you to function more simply. So when you find yourself stuck, when you find yourself feeling blocked, understand it's usually due to a definition you have that is more complicated than it needs to be. Out of alignment with your true self. Find out what the definition is that would make you relate or feel the way you do to the situation. Change it into the definition you would prefer to have with your imagination. Know, this is key, know that when you've created the new definition, it's automatically in place. If you want to go through a long, involved process to replace the old one, that's up to you too, but that only complicates things. But if you know it's automatically replacing the old one, then all you have to do is behave like you know it has replaced the old one, and you will see the effect in your reality. However, big however, underline it 1,000,000 times. However, this is critical. One of the most critical things we can say to you about the idea of looking to your reality for change. And that is this. Do not look to the reality for the change first. You must simply know you have changed. And you must behave differently toward the reality outside you, even if it looks the same as it did before. When you behave differently, when you behave as if you have changed, regardless of how the reality still may look, that's when you really have changed, and when your reality can then really reflect the change. But if you are waiting for the reality to show you that you have changed, then you haven't changed. Because you're simply waiting for the reflection in the mirror to smile first, instead of simply smiling first because that's what you prefer, regardless of whether there's any mirrors around or not. Are you getting the point?
Yes, yes.
Is this sinking in?
It is sinking in.
Is it helping?
Heck yes.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Yes. What about this 12-strand DNA stuff?
The idea is that we are talking there about etheric levels of energy. It is not that it will all become physicalized, because the human body cannot contain 12 strands of physical DNA. But the idea is that you have two, and in fact you actually have a type of third, but the third is mostly etheric, and it connects to the remaining ones. The idea is to activate your DNA and align your energy in such a way that you can access the energy of the other levels that key into your DNA molecules, but it's not about actually physiologically manifesting them. Your bodies wouldn't be able to handle that. Do you follow me?
Well, sort of. I've been reading those Cryon books, and he's talking about that.
Some of this is simply taken as too literal of an interpretation as to what the information is that's actually intended in coming from that source.
Yeah, that some people will start living to be 900, which makes me feel real tired.
Well, now, again, it is not that that is impossible. The idea certainly is that you can live longer lives. But the paradox of the situation is that the way, in a sense, you will actually live longer is by living more in the single moment of now. And when you live more in the now, you'll be so busy having fun, it is simply that you won't create as much time, but when you look at time relative to yourself, it will appear as if you have lived hundreds of years, but they will have gone in joy and excitement so quickly that you will not feel tired at all, because it will have nothing really to do with linear time. Is this making some sense to you?
Yes.
When you live in the moment, that is when you expand your lifespan, but that's only a relationship to linear time. It doesn't mean you actually are dragging out the years. It simply means that you have expanded to such a point by living in the here and now that the expansion of your energy is represented in linear time as an existence of several hundred years, because an existence of several hundred years is the only way that linear time can express an expansive life so grand. But it will not seem like 900 years to you.
Good.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Next.
Thank you, thank you.
And good day.
Good evening.
All right, good evening.
On my journey to help bring...
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear you.
On my journey to help bring information for the evolution of New Age
Yes. On your journey to help bring information for the evolution of New Age. Yes.
I have come upon two choices. One is Machu Picchu and another is Egypt.
Oh, all right. Does one excite you more than the other, or do they contain a similar level of excitement? First of all, is this representative of your highest level of excitement, these ideas?
Yes.
All right. Does one area or another contain more excitement than another, or are they relatively equal?
One contains more.
Which?
I should follow Egypt.
All right. Bye-bye. Did you expect this to be complicated and mysterious?
That helped immensely.
Now remember, no expectation. The key to manifestation is zero expectation that it must turn out the way you think it should. So, follow your excitement. Do the best you can to take a step in the direction of activating your highest joy, but do so understanding that it may not be necessary for it to carry itself out to its logical conclusion for you to have moved in the direction you needed to be moved in. Because sometimes your excitement, your higher self, will dangle something that excites you more than anything else in front of you like a carrot just to get you to move in that direction. It may not be necessary for you to actually get the carrot. Do you understand?
Yes.
So just move in the direction of your excitement. Do not put the assumption that you must wind up in Egypt. You might, but don't have the assumption that you must in order for your excitement to be fulfilled. Take it as far as you can, and when you can take it no further, allow yourself to simply sit again and assess what is the next most exciting thing. No matter if it seems connected or not, act on it, because it is the excitement that tells you it is connected to anything else that contains the same degree of excitement. And even though it may seem to be a roundabout path, it is actually the straightest course to follow. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right. Does that help you?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.